Everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the iPhone 16 Pro and compare it against the iPhone 11 Pro and see which particular phone is the better one for you. Now, here's the thing between both. I would definitely tell you the iPhone 16 Pro is by far the better iPhone here, and if you have all the money in the world, please buy something like the iPhone 16 Pro. This one makes a lot more sense to go and buy. But the iPhone 11 Pro is still an interesting phone in a lot of ways. This was the phone that I used before. This is the phone that I'm about to switch to. So I have love for both these devices. But if you want to go and pick up either one of these phones, links are down in the description. You can get them from there and you can help support the channel at the exact same time. Now, starting off with the outside of both these phones, the iPhone 11 Pro, which is an iPhone that came out back in 2019, on the front of this particular phone is giving you a 5.8-inch Super Retina OLED display. And it's a pretty good looking panel, right? I feel like this panel is fairly solid for the most part. It's not a perfect panel, but I do think Apple overall did a really good job with this type of display when it kind of comes down to it. It's smaller than the iPhone 16 Pro. You do have the notch up top. It is 60 Hz and it doesn't get as bright as something like the iPhone 16 Pro, so keep that in mind. But I still think with a phone like this, it still looks fairly good. And I don't really have that much to complain about here. It's like a 5-year-old phone now. With the iPhone 16 Pro, on the other hand, this is a slightly different story. So this type of phone, it's basically giving you a 6.3-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display. So this panel is basically better in almost every single way you can imagine it. So with the iPhone 16 Pro, you're basically getting a bigger size panel. It has a dynamic island, so it's basically that dynamic island at the very top, which is really nice. It's a 120 Hz ProMotion display, which again is very, very nice to have. I love having a ProMotion display. And you were essentially getting that here on this type of phone as well, which is very, very cool to have. Like, I love that type of capability. On top of that, you're basically getting a brighter display as well. So the 16 Pro is giving you a lot more quality for the most part than something like the iPhone 11 Pro. So keep that in mind. In terms of the rest of the bodies, there's also some differences here as well. So between both, the iPhone 16 Pro is basically giving you this complete flat side on the side of this particular phone, where the iPhone 11 Pro is giving you this curved side. So I do think that's kind of interesting, curved side versus, flat side. I do miss the reflective material we used to get on the iPhone 11 Pro, but both are fairly good. You have the action button right here on the iPhone 16 Pro. On the bottom, a pretty big difference, USB Type-C port on the bottom of the iPhone 16 Pro, Lightning port on the bottom of the iPhone 11 Pro. So this in and of itself is another very big difference here. I love having USB-C, and you're basically getting that on the iPhone 16 Pro. On the other side, the iPhone 16 Pro, you're getting this dedicated camera button right here, which is really nice to have. This is a pretty big button. It allows you to go and take photos and videos and zoom in and zoom out. So it's a really, really good type of camera button, which is something I like a lot. You're getting your power button here. The iPhone 11 Pro is giving you a SIM card tray, which is nice. The iPhone 16 Pro doesn't have it. It only takes eSIM. Now on the back side of both these phones, you can see for yourself, we're basically getting triple camera setups on both. You're getting a wide ultra-wide telephoto lens on both, the LiDAR sensor on the iPhone 16 Pro, which is very nice to have. You're getting frosted glass backs. They're both kind of the gold color on both these devices as well. You're getting wireless charging on both, but the iPhone 16 Pro is giving you this MagSafe capability, which allows you to use MagSafe accessories. The 11 Pro doesn't have it. Both have IP certification, and both are fairly solid iPhones when it kind of comes down to it. I like both these phones a lot, but I would probably say between both, if you're going to go through and pick up one phone, the iPhone 16 Pro clearly is the better one here for like almost every single person out there. So from that side, that kind of covers it up there. Now in terms of software longevity, this is another interesting thing. Like if you're wanting the longer lasting phone, it's probably going to be the iPhone 16 Pro. Although the iPhone 11 Pro is still supported with software, this phone is still supported. It's still getting software updates here and there. It's going to be probably getting all of iOS 18 updates, obviously. And then it's probably going to go up to iOS 19. Maybe it'll go up to iOS 20 if we're lucky, but it's probably going to end off at iOS 19. So keep that in mind that this phone is probably going to be lasting like another year or two. With the iPhone 16 Pro, on the other hand, is basically going to be giving us like 7 years of software updates. So this phone is going to be lasting for a very long amount of time. And if you're wanting the longer lasting phone, it's definitely going to be something coming from the iPhone 16 Pro than from something like the iPhone 11 Pro. So once again, kind of keep that in mind. Now let's go and do a speed comparison between both these phones. The iPhone 16 Pro has that Apple A18 Pro chip inside of it with 8GB of RAM, where the iPhone 11 Pro has that Apple A13 Bionic chip inside of it with 4GB of RAM. So let's go and see which one is a faster phone between both. Okay, there we go. All the apps are cleared out in the background. Let's go and get into it. Phone calls 3, 2, 1. Okay, music 3, 2, 1. And okay, that kind of covers that one up. App Store 3, 2, 1. And I'm assuming the 16 Pro is probably going to be the faster one almost every single time. So that one was kind of evident. And even with something like the iPhone 16 Pro, that phone is going to be giving you a very good experience. You can even see for yourself right here. Both are very fast. Hopping out of both of these. Let's go into photos 3, 2, 1. Okay. That one kind of covers that one up there too. Clock 3, 2, 1. Okay. Covers that one up. Let's go and hop out of both of these. Files 3, 2, 1. Okay, 16 Pro again is the faster one. Mail 3, 2, 1. Again, the 16 Pro is going to be such a fast phone here, which is something that's really, really nice to see. Temple Run 2, 3, 2, 1. Now, this type of game, as always, it's a pretty basic game, but it's so fun to test out. And definitely with something like the iPhone 16 Pro, this type of game is, definitely going to be able to handle both fairly well for the most part. You can kind of see for yourself right here. The iPhone 16 Pro is just running circles around the iPhone 11 Pro. Like it wasn't even close. So that is something that's very, very nice, that if you're going to go through and pick up a device, something like the 16 Pro is going to be giving you a very good experience there for sure. Getting into the actual game itself, let's go and get out of all these pop-ups. And I'm expecting a lot more glitches to kind of show up on the 11 Pro. So actually both were pretty solid. The 16 Pro I know was going to be good. Hopping out of both of these, let's do Facebook 3, 2, 1. And again, you can kind of see for yourself what's going to end up happening. Stack 3, 2, 1. And in this particular situation, okay, this one is kind of already done. The 11 Pro, definitely really good here too. That's something I really, really like to see here. So both are doing pretty solid, hopping out of both of these. Snake versus Blocks 3, 2, 1. And in this case, okay, that one was pretty fast. The iPhone 16 Pro definitely, again, is the faster one here. Getting into the actual game, you can see glitches and stuff going on. So I definitely would tell you in almost every single way, the iPhone 16 Pro is going to be the faster one. It's going to be faster, smoother, just everything across the board. The 11 Pro is still good, but the 16 Pro definitely wins here. Now from the camera side of things, both are giving you triple camera setups on the back side. So that's something that's really, really nice to have. I love having triple cameras, and that's kind of what's going on here. So wide ultra-wide telephoto lenses here. 4K 60 on the front and the back. The iPhone 16 Pro can do 4K at 120 frames per second, which is really cool. Now, as I showed before, the iPhone 16 Pro does have that dedicated camera button, which is really cool. So you can zoom in, you can zoom out with it, which is really, really awesome, depending on what you want to do. With the iPhone 11 Pro camera, this one is also still very, very good as well. So for starters, to zoom in, you have 10x zoom on the iPhone 11 Pro, where you have 25x zoom on the iPhone 16 Pro. You have video mode, cinematic mode on the iPhone 16 Pro. The iPhone 11 Pro does not have that. You have slow-mo, time-lapse on both. On the other side, you do have spatial audio inside of the iPhone 16 Pro, or spatial video too, where the iPhone 11 Pro does not have it. It still has portrait mode and things like that. But the iPhone 16 Pro, in my opinion, definitely wins when it comes down to this area. So to kind of sum it up, what I'll definitely tell you is in almost every single way, the iPhone 12 Pro, the iPhone 16 Pro is a better phone here than the iPhone 11 Pro. The iPhone 16 Pro is giving you better build quality, better display, better camera, better battery life, better performance. Like pretty much everything is better inside of the iPhone 16 Pro, which is a really, really cool thing to see. The iPhone 11 Pro, I think, is a great phone. I think it's a good phone for when it's a good phone now, but it was a great phone when it first came out. I just don't think it's a good phone anymore. No, I take that back. I think it's a great phone still, but compared to the iPhone 16 Pro, this phone just definitely isn't as good. I think if you want a budget phone, like a budget iPhone, this is a good iPhone. But if you want something that's going to be in between, maybe you don't want to spend all the money for a 16 Pro, but you want to save some money, I think an iPhone 14 Pro is a really good option. The 14 Pro is a solid device. It sits like right in the middle of these two. You can also go for the iPhone 15 Pro that I have here, but I genuinely think the 14 Pro that sits in between here is probably the better option too. So that's kind of how these phones kind of compare though. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, till then.